fuck that the government is struggling to care for a person that cares for a person.
Why are you hating? I hit 2 million views on my basement. June told me, bro, let's go out on vacation. I'm still on probation, big bro. Finally, Queso has come back with another reaction. And today, we are reacting to Dave Question Time. Now, shout out to our KBD family member, Sophie in the UK, who's been hitting me up for what had to be a year to do this song. You know, I'm a man of the people, not above but equal. When you ask for it, and you will get it. But before I bring this to you, I got some special news. Boom, the KBD merch has officially launched. Yo, that's where you can go buy the first ever Queso Big Dipper t-shirt. Go do it. Go support the brand. They're unisex. Sophie, go get a shirt. Everybody go get a shirt. You can get them in the UK. You can get them in Australia and America. I'm done plugging. Go get a shirt. But before I break it down, hit that thumbs up button if you're new to the channel. Hey, how are you doing? Hit that subscribe button, because if you don't subscribe, your granny is a dirty, stinking little bitch. We popping off. Let's get it. Dave. Question time. Is it as good as everybody says it's gonna be? Sophie, I'm gonna be very disappointed in you, girl.
Question for the new Prime Minister. How do you have a heart so sinister?
We gotta turn this up. We gotta turn this up. Cause when the first bar is he's got a question for the new Prime. Oh, Dave wanna talk. Dave wanna talk. We couldn't listen to it on that loud night. Let's get this. Dave wanna talk.
Question for the new Prime Minister. How do you have a heart so sinister? How are we so wasteful when people are dying in Somalia, Afghanistan, Egypt, Libya? The irony is we have...
I'm gonna go ahead and put the chapstick on now. Hold on, so no. Got this nigga on some other shit. You don't win the... I seen a comment the other day that must have been the greatest comment in comment history. KBD award goes to the guy who said this. He said, real hip hop didn't die. It just ran to the UK. And I get the sentiment. I love it. Not that I 100% agree, but I think that's fuego, because the UK artists like Dave carry what is real hip hop. On a song, Question Time, I thought would be sort of like a single. You know what I'm saying? Being just like performance-wise, I seen it was a bigger video. I didn't see how I'd missed it. And he chooses on his singles to talk about such real things off rip. This is not gonna be the politically correct, politically friendly record, but it resonates. It's a song that's gonna stick with people for years, because maybe if you don't make the bubble gum, maybe if you actually make music talking about real concepts, tackling real intelligent thoughts, maybe it will resonate with people. They still be living like a fast food music era. Maybe the food would last a little longer if you cooked it for a little more time.
When people are dying in Somalia, Afghanistan, Egypt, Libya, the irony is we have no business in Syria, but kids are getting killed for all the business in Syria. And then they try and tell you that it's ISIS. In their attempts at killing it, how many civilians died? So what's the difference between us and them when you got drones killing kids just touching pen?
Oh, they gonna cancel you, Dave, but they can cancel me with you. You know you my nigga, I'm rocking with you. Igbo Kwenu, Nigerian niggas in the building. You have to commend this. There's a Dave Chappelle sketch that, you know, the joke is, why do we look to celebrities for answers to things that they have no questions answering? I.e., Young Thug talking about politics. Why were we asking about him about politics? Because a lot of artists aren't necessarily well informed. They're very ignorant. Ignorant is a dark place. And it's hard to shine light at a topic if you are in the dark. Dave isn't ignorant. Dave is very confident, is very, you can tell he's well learned and well researched. Listen to what he's saying. What is the difference between the troop, who, let's say, is fighting terrorists, let's just say it is, and a terrorist is someone who's, causing terror, setting terror amongst the innocent. But in your pursuit to fight terror, you then kill innocent. You then hurt innocent. Well, are you not a terrorist? But the difference is you got a big army. They're not gonna call you a terrorist. Even if they call you a terrorist over there, it doesn't fucking matter. We're us. You ain't gonna call us. I'm speaking for who I'm speaking for, and he's speaking for who he's speaking for, but it's a very true sentiment. And it's a very brave sentiment. It's a very real sentiment. We don't always get to speak about such social, economical topics on the channel, but that's why I love Dave, because he shows you that there's no boundary to what this art form is able to tackle.
Died, so what's the difference between us and them? When you got drones killing kids just touching pen. When the bomb goes off, every politician's lost like that last strike. It didn't kill 100 men. You ain't the same as them, but all that fuel for the fire is what you gave to them and what you take from them.
It's crazy because Dave's not going about this record in the lyrical, miracle, satirical. So yeah, you might not just be jumping around it. No, he's very deliberate. He's very direct. Every bar is landing and resonating. You are able to decipher and take this message very easily, but it's a very deep message. A lot of times when rappers rap fast, let Queso teach you something, man. I'm about to fuck your brain up. When rappers rap fast, it's because they're not saying anything. A lot of times these niggas do that shit. Lyrical, satirical, miracle, they're just saying stupid things. If you slow it down, it wouldn't be quite as impressive. It's a parlor trick for a lot of these guys. Dave doesn't have to trick you, because no matter how you deliver these words, they will resonate so powerfully, he doesn't have to deceive your brain and your ears.
I'm what you take from them. All my life I know my mum's been working, in and out of nursing, struggling, hurting. I just find it fucked that.
That's why he's my favorite rapper. Two lines that are very similar. This is why I like Dave more than I like Kendrick Lamar. All my life I want money and power, spend that or die for a shot. I swear I'm out to get big as the Eiffel Tower so I can fuck the world for 72 hours. That's Kendrick's bar. Dope, right? But then you get Dave. My whole life my mom's been... Let me get it exactly right.
Mom's been working.
My whole life, my mom's been working. Let me tell you something. Queso ain't getting no silver spoon. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no in trust funds and shit like that. And you know what I'm saying? We working class at least best. That stands out to me. That resonates to me. That's realer. I can relate to that. Yeah, all my life I wanted money and power because I felt like I didn't have enough of it when I was younger. And so growing up, I wanted more of it. Dave, it's not like a gimmick. The reason why I think the music is so dope is because it's so real. This isn't a gimmick. This isn't a character. This is just a man talking. If you grew up in your house with your mother working, drop a 1 in the comments. Watch this. If your mama didn't work, maybe she was a stay-at-home mama, drop a 2. And we ain't judging nobody, but just drop a 1 or a 2. I just want to know. Social experiment. What phone them call it? Shit.
My life, I know my mum's been working, in and out of nursing, struggling, hurting. I just find it fucked that the government is struggling to care for a person that cares for a person.
Oh!
Where's the discussion on wages and budgets?
Oh! No! Oh!
out of nursing. All my life I know my mum's been working, in and out of nursing, struggling, hurting. I just find it fucked that the government is struggling to care for a person that cares for a person. Just find it fucked that the government is struggling to care for a person that cares for a person.
I couldn't believe he said it. Oh, he not bullshitting, y'all. Dave ain't bullshitting.
Been working, in and out of nursing, struggling, hurting. I just find it fucked that the government is struggling to care for a person that cares for a person. So where's the discussion on wages and budgets, how they made them redundant? When I was a young'un, the letters in her car said my mum was overdraft, but somehow I still had dinner money in my pocket, and even a little...
He's the greatest rapper out. He's the best rapper out. I don't care no more. It's not even UK. I know I'd be like, this is my favorite rap. No, this is the best. This is the best. This is Dave, Santan Dave. Fuck is you talking about? This is the best. Bro, no other rapper is being this honest about their life. No rapper is being this honest. Maybe, not maybe, except for Queso the Big Dipper, but I always say he's like my spirit animal. So, no rapper besides me is being this honest in their music. And so no rapper is going to ever be able to topically get this much shit off because no one's actually coming from truth. Wow. This man's talking about how fucked up it is that the system in which we pay or just treat our healthcare workers is so fucked up. And it's not even that. It's just like civil servants also, like teachers, shit like that. How come we struggle to care for the people who care for people? But companies, tobacco companies, big pharma, all of these things, liquor, fast food junks, all this shit makes billions of dollars. But the person who cares for your 80, 90-year-old grandmother, little baby make like 12, 50, 15, 18, she killing it. That's cool. But you're gonna have tough times, right? Sometimes, with that kind of salary, you're gonna have tough times a lot. You know what I'm saying? Not affected Dave. Dave grew up as a kid who was affected by this. And that's what I always say. Why is it that every rapper be trying to make their life sound so similar to the kind of life we grew up living? Because when I hear it, it sounds so fake. That wasn't dog shit, nigga. I was watching Barney too. I'm like, what you think I just came out the grave? Here you go. You thought I came out not the grave, the womb doing that shit? And I go, what I said, the grave? No, I'm a person. And this is a real struggle. This is a real plight that is existing in our world. Yes. Look at during the... Can't say it. I don't remember if YouTube didn't let us say it again. During the whole little P thing where, you had to stay inside. Motherfuckers is out there fighting. Motherfuckers thought that you go outside, you drop dead. They was out there with your grandma, masked up. When we was going to little parties, they could. Because they had to go deal for our grandmas. We ain't even watching them no more. We done threw them in the home. And we can't even make sure that the lady's straight. I don't get this kind of shit. Of course we don't have the best teachers. These motherfuckers making 50K.
My mom was overdraft, but somehow I still had dinner money in my pocket. And
KBD award goes to every parent, like as I became an adult, I'm 24, I turned 25 this month. As I became an adult, I've learned that Sometimes your ass might be broke. You might have just bought a car, right? You might just moved into an apartment. You might just bought new furniture. That shit be expensive than a motherfucker. As a lit kid, the couch just couch. I know this bitch is $3,000, right? Like, oh, even when we were struggling, you never let me feel like that. You made me feel like, oh, we were straight. Even though you know, and deep down inside I know, we thugging it. We're straight. KBD award goes to every parent like that. Every parent that's out there sacrificing for your child, because like Dave is saying, as a parent, I'm first generation. I feel like my parents sacrificed a lot for me. You know, you gonna get a Dave, you gonna get a Dipper, and that motherfucker any chance he get, gonna just tell the world how poppin'. Shout out to my mama, shout out to my dad too, but like how poppin' you are.
Even the little things like ordering pizza were probably the reason for overtime in the evening. 5 till 10, 6 hours of sleeping for 22 years.
Oh, this nigga. Oh, like genuinely, this nigga's the best rapper of all time, bro. Like, fuck what you talking about. Look what he said. Just the little things. If I know you worked really hard, Mom, just to get me pizza for now, so I could eat pizza when I wanted to go eat pizza. So I ain't had to go without. So, you know, maybe I could get some clothes. I ain't had to, maybe I wasn't going to always get the newest clothes, but just so I could have a little something solid, drill, just so I could play the video game with my homies, just so I could get the Xbox Live. Yo ass was out here slaving for a nigga. I ain't even know. I ain't even really, like, I knew, but I didn't appreciate. I ain't get it. Oh, fuck you. Like, I was bad at, you know how we be as kids, you know, you like, you didn't buy me the new game? What the fuck's wrong? You know, but you don't think like that. That nigga was 22, grown ass man.
For overtime in the evening, 5 till 10, 6 hours of sleeping for 22 years. My mum was doing cleaning, dreaming that her kids would have a better life. Going bed at night, struggling with getting by. That's the reality for millions of people in a nation where a lot of us were looking for a second try. A question for the new Prime Minister, and please.
God damn! Oh!
Us were looking for a second try. A question for the new Prime Minister, and please tell me if I'm being narrow-minded, but how do we spend so much money on defense and weapons to wage war when the NHS is dying, bursting at the seams? And what about the people that...
Wait, hold on. What is the NHS? What is the NHS? Am I tweaking? What is the NHS? Because now I think about it, I don't think I know what it is. You said, well, the NHS is dying.
Wage war when the NHS is dying.
The National Health System, is that what it is? That's what I thought you said. If it's the National Health System, fuego. But then I was like, well, he's in the UK. Maybe that stands for something different. You know what I'm saying? But I think it is. And then fuego. But not, I didn't get it. Tell me. 1, 2, 3. Actually, I did that. Tell me.
A question for the new Prime Minister, and please tell me if I'm being narrow-minded, but how do we spend so much money on defense and weapons to wage war when the NHS is dying, bursting at the seams? And what about the people that voted for us to leave for the money that it would see? 350 million we give to the EU every week that our health service needs, but now them politicians got...
What about the people that voted to pull out of the war so that it could financially, not only because of the atrocities and the egregious natures of war, but we pulled out so that maybe we could, you know, economically it would be a better choice. What happened to that? Why is it politicians enter into office with such ideas of grandiose? It's never, I'm not gonna do shit. It's always, I'm gonna build a whole wall. Not saying that was a good idea. I'm just saying it'd be like dramatic shit. It'd be like, I'm gonna get rid of student loan debt. I'm gonna do. They come in with these such promises of grandiose and these utopic ideas, and year after year, rain after rain, the country never seems to just be such drastic changes. It would almost be as if they're lying to us or something, you know? Because how else would you explain it? How else would you explain that I got called an N-word in kindergarten. I got called the N-word in first grade. I've got called the N-word every year of my life. But, I thought there'd be like policies. Motherfuckers been campaigning behind civil rights for so long. Didn't Biden say if we didn't vote for him, we weren't black? But then what happened to all the black shit? What we ain't getting that black shit? What the fuck? What the fuck was that? Why? Then why did I vote for you? Why didn't we ain't vote for Trump? I mean, what the fuck? I'm not saying, what was that? Why did we have to vote for him because we were black? This nigga Dave be having me on diatribes that I'm sure they're gonna cancel me about. So go buy a shirt now while, you know what I'm saying, let me get a little something in the tuck before they end my career.
They wanted, can you see an empty promise or a poster on the street needs? But now them politicians got what they wanted, can you see an empty promise or a poster on the street?
I mean, y'all put my shades on. We on some cool shit, mine. If they is gonna cancel me, I'ma look good as hell when they do it. Let's talk about it.
Tears because they're working every hour of the week and they still don't have the money that they need. You brought the heart of the nation to its knees. Underpaid, understaffed, overworked and overseen by people who can't ever understand how it feels to live life like you and me. Patience lying in a...
And sometimes we wonder why things don't change, but it's because there's not people like you and us representing you and us. It would be hard for me to tell you what would be the best things for San Francisco, right? Because I've never been there. And even if I had visited, even if I lived somewhere else in California, I'm not in there every day. I don't drive on those roads. I don't deal with the people. I don't know what the grocery stores look like. I don't know what the school system looks like. So it would be very hard for me to make policies for them, right? There's people who can't understand that there's people in this country that don't have light or running water. Some people can't fathom things like that. I think Jay-Z's one of the greatest rappers of all time, but when you listen to him talk about like finances and niggas telling us to buy $1 million paintings, not a lot of people have $1 million. I don't have $1 million. Dave is fighting a fight that is gonna go, it's gonna go uncredited because people are cowards, because reactors are cowards, because we won't sit here and talk about shit like this, because we won't say things like this. It's hard for somebody. It's very hard. And I thought about whether I should say it or not, and I'm like, fuck it. How the fuck can you make a policy to better something when you're a fucking rich white guy and from the South? Like, you're not from this. You don't get this. You don't understand how this works. You could never empathize it with us because empathy needs experience. That's why you should listen to people so you can get their experience. You will never be able to relate to anything unless you can get their experience, but they don't listen to a lot of us. If you heard some of my friends, because the way they talk, you might think they're stupid or something. They're not, but many of them are very brilliant minds. They just don't articulate words in the way that I do. And if they walked into like the local political room to or what's that shit called, pass policy, nigga, they're felons. They gonna smell like weed. They gonna say nigga. They gonna say y'all instead of them. They'll get overpassed. And then their problems will never go solved. Those are the problems with like misrepresentation and not having representation in proper places. This nigga Dave finna get me Sophie, so this is what you wanted? You just wanted them to get, I gotta tell y'all everything, boy. He started talking about abortion, I'm turning it off.
How it feels to live life like you and me. Patients lying in the corridors because doctors can't even find a bed for them to sleep. I remember A&E and all them sickening screams of a little girl waiting for a surgeon to be seen. Price healthcare, gun.
And it's like you just go through your life. Y'all know I got a deviated septum, right? And my nose is broken. And It's called, you know what I'm saying? You see, okay, straight nigga, you know what I'm saying? I got mixy, motherfucker had a good hook. Motherfucker moved my nose to the other side of my face. And I was in the hospital, and the reason I didn't get it fixed is because I was sitting in there, and it was in Houston. That motherfucker was busy, the ER. And I was sitting in there, and there was a lady that I was in front of, and she was, like, old lady. She was coughing up blood. And I was just like, nah, like, come on, I just not have a shit. And, like, I got to deviate something, so today, one day, we'll get it fixed and shit. We'll start a GoFundMe or something. But I look at it, and it's like, you know, why we had to make that choice? Why couldn't I just got my nose fixed and the lady coughing up? Because at the end of the day, I'm still alive. I don't know what she was going through. And to be honest, nigga, I'm good. I was on some stupid shit. I was out here fighting on some street shit. It wasn't no, like, it didn't make no sense what we were fighting about. We were really fighting just to see who was stronger. You know what I'm saying? We have a fucked up system, and you can't always get mad at the people who created this system because you like to believe that they tried their best, but god damn was it flawed.
For police, increase uni fees. Is this what they're selling us? Or let me remind you, just in case you've forgotten, that we live in Great Britain, not in Donald Trump's America. And speaking of America, state and the president, with all due respect, I've got something to say to them. I just find it funny you can't give a hand to Palestine, but you can trade whole arms in Saudi Arabia.
Nigga made me spit out the water, Jamal. This nigga made me spit out the water, Jamal. What you... Talk, man. Because, whoo, Dave, God, man, we're trying to get endorsements, bro, but fuck them. Oh, this one, man. Cause on, faggot. Biggest bully, you know, and we go to all kinds of war. You remember the Alamo, and it's like, damn, what about not? Shit, you know what? Actually, Dave, you gotta read between the lines, yo.
You can trade whole arms in Saudi Arabia.
Because it be written, wow, Nazi Germany, Ford is in the wild tunnel. It's crazy where we, as like a country, to talk, Dave, it's all right. It's crazy as a country where we draw our line. It's crazy as a country what we accept. It's crazy as America, the figure that we represent to the world, how we seem to be like this, like, enforcer of justice, and if this country has nuclear arms, we're finna go in there and take the nuclear arms while we have nuclear arms. And we never find the nuclear arms. And then when they do find them, them motherfuckers got our names. So, the biggest hypocrite, the biggest bully. And it's a little refreshing to know that the great minds of the world have not fallen for the propaganda that America's pushes. That, you know, that Eurocentrism should be called American centrism. There's a new form of it. The rewriting of history. You know, the idea that slavery wasn't just an atrocity, but actually it came with trades and advancements in technology, which happens through trade and things like that, you know. It's refreshing to know that not everybody's fooled, because they're lying to you. They're lying to your face, and you can choose to accept it, or you can choose to look a little further. Woo, okay, Dave.
Look, I got a question for the new Prime Minister. At Grenfell Tower, your response was ridiculous. You hid like a coward behind your 5 million, dodged responsibility and acted like you're innocent. And I can see you're terrified. You're not good at telling lies. I'm getting why you stay away from everything that's televised. You look like a robot. You don't speak of any life.
And it's crazy because I don't know much of this part, and the conviction, the storytelling, you can tell how much this affects Dave and how much that he really means what he's saying.
To me, like any guy impressed could have said them lines. Imagine going to the council for the safety of your block and you got kids but they're ignoring you at every time. Everyone who knew about that cladding should really be going to prison under rule of joint enterprise. But if it ain't a little kid with a knife, I bet that judge is going easy when he's giving him time. They don't deserve to be free. Any builder MP that knew about the conditions but did it to save cheese. When I listened to the things that the residents had seen, I was so shocked I couldn't even speak. Families they know that had died in their sleep. How you choke on the smoke when you're struggling to breathe. The glow from the fire, the panic when you hear all the sirens, the crackling, the popping and the muffled out screams. The fear in the eyes of a man that was trapped who jumped 15 floors from the tower to the street. I could only hear a fraction of the pain and the grief. Closing my eyes, trying hard not to cry at the joy and relief in the face of a man when a woman from the flat said his neighbor was alive. No help from...
Was what caused the fire? Did I miss that? What caused this fire? Was it just how shitty the housing was? It's like, bro, this isn't even a rap. Like, it is rapping, but niggas call themselves rappers that aren't rappers. But this is like storytelling, the education, the thought. You feel like you're... Oh, boy, it's a little late, Joe. You walking in like that, spilled milk.
What's good?
Well, how about you about got upped in here to this, Dave? The storytelling, the mixture of flows, the mixture of everything that that Dave has going on is just, this is the perfect form of music. This is music at its highest level.
Council and keeping any list or the people that survived, his neighbors and peers. And for that whole meeting I could see that he was trying, so his smile was an island in a sea full of tears. Look, I got a message for our old Prime Minister David Cameron. I mean, you fucked us, resigned and sneaked out the firing line. I want to know how you managed it. And are you bathing in the sun while the papers have a run at the woman that you left here to handle it? You're gonna teach your little lad to be the man that's got a plan, and then the moment that it fails to abandon it. Are there bullies in the school? When you pick him up after class, can you feel his embarrassment? I mean, you never gave...
Hold on, what is that?
When you pick him up after class, can you feel his embarrassment? And are you bathing in the sun while the papers have a run at the woman that you left here to handle it? You're gonna teach your little lad to be the man that's got a plan, and then the moment that it fails to abandon it. Are there bullies in the school? And when you pick him up...
You look at like some of these leaders and you look at some of these politicians and it's hard. I think it's hard for any great leader to be great because we're all so inherently human. You're all so flawed. It's hard for you to be like the symbol and the figure of anything because people are cowards, because people are liars, because people are cheaters, and because people might be sexual deviants or whatever it be. And these things get in the way of a truly great message. But Dave is just to feel like that. When shit got bad, you tucked your tail and ran like a little bitch. What message are you teaching the kids? When shit gets tough, they should tuck their tail and run too. It's the confidence. It's the gold teeth. He's still hip-hop as a mug. He understands you can tie the do-rag, you can talk how you talk on the block, and you can still be intelligent. And people can still perceive your message properly. And you don't gotta dress up. I could dress how I dress with the guys. I don't gotta be in a peacoat. And you guys can still hear what I'm saying. You can hear my words. He's on a different level, cuz. Like, he on a different level.
And the moment that it fails to abandon it, are there bullies in his school? And when you pick him up after class, can you feel his embarrassment? I mean, you never gave a fuck about the youth, and that's the truth. There's no sympathy for you or your cabinet. I really wish I could have seen how you were scrambling when you lost the referendum that you had to win. I feel like politicians are all addicts in a big fat game, but it's lives that you gamble with. I've got a question for the leader of the...
My God. I think you all addicts. But But people's lives is the shit you gamble with. That's Fendi. Bro, think about this. The price on gas has gone up like $2 in the last year, right? In America, but like, motherfuckers go to war about that. Whole countries are willing to murder each other, wipe each other off the map, so that this oil can stay at $3.25. That's what somebody's life's worth. Is the difference of maybe paying $5 for gas. They don't care. They're not gonna fight the war. They're rich politicians. Their kids aren't gonna fight the war. Their kids' friends aren't gonna fight the war. Why would they? Why would they give a fuck about you? How can somebody care about you? How can somebody care about you that doesn't empathize for you? And how can you empathize for me if you don't know what my experience even is? And how can you ever learn my experience if you don't listen? Dave's talking for a lot of people. And question time is so fitting because he thinks it is time to ask the question, the big question, multiple questions. Why? Why is it so fucked up? Why is it when we reach the top, it's almost like we're just predisposed to forget the ones at the bottom? Why is it a neighborhood could have, like, you look at like Chicago and you look like O Block, and there's 5-6 millionaires that came out of one project? 5 millionaires. And some have passed, and you know what I'm saying, probably like 3-4 millionaires to be honest. But one's passed and a few have passed, but it's just got sold. People are still dying there. There's still drugs being, because to be honest, you forgot the bottom. Because you didn't remember. You thought you did, and maybe they're trying their best, but you didn't remember how shitty this was. Because in the songs, it sounds like fun. You forgot, bro. Nobody wants to live like that. Don't nobody want to live in the projects. Don't let nobody, even the old lady who don't want to move, she just used to it. But she don't want to live there. If she would have just lived in a better place her whole life, she wouldn't move from there either.
Labour Party, Jeremy Corbyn, where do you want to take the country to? Honestly, I want to put my trust in you, but you can understand why if I got trust issues. Do you really have the faith of your party? Do you really?
And every year, every 4 years, we'll have another person come tell us lies and make fake promises, and then you just think I should keep believing it. I was sick of politicians by the time I was like 12.
In the party that will come with you. And how do you plan on keeping all the promises? Man, if I'm being honest, sir, I'm struggling to get with it. I just ain't getting it. Everybody's great until you get them into office, and then guys start forgetting things. Prove to us you're different. Don't promise me anything. Go and get justice for a Sean Charles and Edison. And if you haven't had the thought to vote yet or protest because you don't really see the progress, know that what they're saying is affecting us. The small steps are way better than no steps.
That's Fendi. Small steps are way better than no steps. This nigga giving y'all the game. But that was a certified vibe check. Now here comes another reaction by Mary Hairpin, music video by Mary Hairpin. Click on it, show me some love. You watch this video so long you ain't hit that thumbs up button, you a hoe. So hit that thumbs up button and buy a shirt. KBD family, salute, love y'all. I am gone.